grabando, oiga. Está grabando. Uy. Ok. Estamos en vivo. Estamos en vivo. Trifle. Trifle. Buenos días, persona bella, persona chula, persona preciosa, persona sedienta de conocimiento, sedienta de superación personal, persona chambeadora, persona chingona. Muy buenos días. Es sábado 25 de... Sábado 25 de enero. Tenemos la temperatura más baja de 13 grados centígrados y una alta de 24. ¿Ok? Está bien, está bien. Está haciendo un chingo de frío. Pero bueno, vamos a continuar en lo que... Vamos a continuar lo que empezamos. Que ya vi que me faltan un chingo de páginas, pero tenemos que terminar lo que comenzamos. Y tenemos que hacer cosas que nos incomodan, cosas que nos retan y bajar la guardia para poder aprender. Ya pues ya mucho choro y la verga, ya ponte a leer, cabrón, póngase a leer, güey. Ah, qué pendejo, esa no era, güey. Che vato pendejo. No es cierto, no es cierto. Bueno. Nos quedamos en la página 6, el principio. ¿Dónde vergas empieza? Voy a empezar desde acá. There was not a speck of dust to be seen in the whole flat. It's in the houses of spiteful old widows that one finds such cleanliness. Raskolnikov thought again, and he stole a curious glance at the cotton curtain over the door leading into another tiny room, in which stood the old woman's bed and chest of... And mames. Qué pendejo, güey. No mames. ¿Dónde verga nos quedamos? 45. Bájale de huevos. Raskolnikov thought again, and he stole a curious glance at the cotton curtain over the door leading into another tiny room, in which stood the old woman's bed and chest of drawers, and into which he had never looked before. These two rooms made up the whole flat. What do you want? Said the old woman severely, coming into the room and, as before, standing in front of him so as to look at him straight in the face. I brought something to pawn here, and he drew out of his pocket an old-fashioned flat silver watch. On the back of which was engraved a globe. The chain was of steel. But the time is up for your last pledge. The month was up the day before yesterday. I will bring you the interest for another month. Wait a little. But that's for me to... That's for me to do as I please, my good sir. I wait. To wait or to sell your pledge at once. How much will you give me the watch for? I'm fucking up. How much will you give me for the watch? How much will you give me for the watch? Alyona Ivanova, you come with such trifles, my good sir. It's scarcely worth anything. I gave you 2 rubles last time for your ring, and one could buy it quite new at a jeweler for 1.5 rubles. Give me 4 rubles for it. I shall redeem it. It was my father's. I shall be getting some money soon. 1.5 rubles, and interest in advance, if you like. 1.5 rubles, cried the young man. Please yourself. And the old woman handed him back the watch. The young man took it and was angry that he was on the point of going away, but checked himself at once, remembering that there was nowhere else he could go, and that he had another object also in coming. Hand it over, he said roughly. The woman fumbled in her pocket for her keys and disappeared behind the curtain into the other room. The young man, left standing alone in the middle of the room, listened inquisitively, thinking. He could hear her unlocking the chest of drawers. It must be the top drawer, he reflected. So she carries the keys in a pocket on the right, all in one bunch on the steel ring, all in one bunch on a steel ring. And there's one key there, 3 times as big as the others, with deep notches. That can't be the key of the chest of drawers. Then there must be some chest or strongbox that's worth knowing. Strong boxes always have keys like that. But how degrading it all is. The old woman came back. Here, sir, as we say, 10 kopecks, the ruble a month. What the fuck? Here, sir, as we say, 10 kopecks, the ruble a month. So I must take 15 kopecks from 1.5 rubles for the month in advance. Here, sir, as we say, 10 kopecks, the ruble a month. So I must take 15 kopecks from 1.5 rubles for the month in advance. But for the 2 rubles I lent you before, you owe me now 20 kopecks on the same reckoning in advance. That makes 35 kopecks altogether. So I must give you 1 ruble and 15 kopecks for the watch. Here it is. What? Only 1 ruble and 15 kopecks now? Just so. El Kokoro. Just so. The young man did not dispute it and took the money. He looked at the old woman and was in no hurry to get away, as though there was still something he wanted to say or to do. But he did not himself quite know what. But he himself did not quite know what. I may be bringing you something else in a day or two. Leona Ivanova, a valuable thing, silver. A cigarette box. As soon as I... Where the fuck was that? As soon as I get it back from a friend. He broke off in confusion. Well, we will talk about it then. Que pendejo, no puse. That's what I get, bro. Now I'm gonna read extra, bro, because I didn't put a timer. Bro, sometimes I swear I have like ADHD or something, but maybe I'm just high. Who knows? Who knows? Anyways. He broke off in confusion. Well, we will talk about it then, sir. Goodbye. Are you always at home alone? Your sister's not here with you? He asked her casually as possible as he went out into the passage. What business is she of yours, my good sir? Oh, nothing particular. I simply asked. You are too quick. Good day, Alyona Ivanova. Raskolnikov went out in complete confusion. This confusion became more and more intense. As he went down the stairs, he even stopped short, 2 or 3 times, as though suddenly struck by some thought. When he was in the street, he cried out. Oh God, how loathsome it all is. And can I possibly... No, it's nonsense. It's rubbish. He added resolutely. Whoa, what the fuck is resolutely mean? 1 second, please. 1 second. Resolutely, an admirably purposeful, determined, and unwavering manner. Okay, bet. She resolutely refused to be bullied by those around her. Okay.
Resolutely.
Oh shit. He headed resolutely Berg away. No mames. Oh my fucking god, bro. Hey. He added resolutely. And how could such an atrocious thing come into my head? What filthy things my heart is capable of. Yes, filthy above all. Disgusting. Loathsome. And for a whole month, I've been... But no words, no exclamations could express his agitation, the feeling of intense repulsion, which had begun to oppress and torture his heart while he was on his way to the old woman, had by now reached such a pitch and had taken such a definite form that he could not know what to do with himself to escape from his wretchedness. I want to be real, I don't know what that means either, bro. Wretchedness. What do you guys think it is? Wretchedness. Or just wretchedness. Hey, don't look at my shit, dog. Don't look at my shit, bruh. Chismoso, bro. What the fuck? Wretchedness is a noun that means a state of being unpleasant or happy, or unhappy, or a feeling of being sick. He couldn't stand the wretchedness of life at home. She woke up early in a state of wretchedness. The wretchedness and poverty they encountered made a deep impression. Toy. Cool. Know what to do, escape from his wretchedness. He walked along the pavement like a drunken man, regardless of the passers-by and jostling against them, and only came to his senses when he was in the next street. Looking around, bro, what the fuck? Okay, looking around, he noticed that he was standing close to a tavern, which was entered by steps leading from the pavement to the basement. At that instant, two drunken men came out the door. And abusing and supporting one another, they mounted the steps. Without stopping to think, Raskolnikov went down the steps at once. Till that moment, he had never been into a tavern. But now he felt giddy. He was tormented by a burning thirst. Le quema la garganta, güey. Unas pinches cervezas a la verga, güey. Sí, mo. ¿Dónde vergas me quedé, güey? ¿Ves, güey? ¿Para qué me distraen, pendejos? Walk around, around tavern or basement, using the steps, stop and think, tavern, you felt giddy, okay. But now he felt giddy and was tormented by a burning thirst. He longed for a drink of a cold beer. Fucking told y'all, bruh. He longed for a drink of cold beer and attributed his sudden weakness to the want of food. He sat down at a sticky little table in the dark and dirty corner, ordered some beer, and eagerly drank off the first glassful. And once he felt easier. I think it is easier. And once he felt easier, and his toughness became clear. No, it said his thoughts, bro. Oh, what are you thinking, man? Get out of your head. Alright. And his thoughts became clear. All that nonsense, he said hopefully. And there's nothing in it all to worry about. It's all nonsense, he said hopefully. There's nothing in it. It's, bro, why the fuck is this all? And there is nothing in it all to worry about. It's simply physical derangement. Just a glass of beer, a piece of dry bread. And in one moment, the brain is stronger, the mind is clear, and the will is firm. And the will is firm, bro. Phew. How utterly petty it all is. but in spite of his scornful reflection, he was by now looking cheerful, as though he were suddenly set free from a terrible burden, and he gazed round in a friendly way at the people in the room. But even at that moment, he had a dim foreboding. He had a dim foreboding. Foreboding? Google, show me these guys' balls. Foreboding is a feeling of impending doom or the expectation that something bad will happen. She had a sense of foreboding that the news would be bad. The letter filled him with foreboding. The gloomy weather gave me a sense of foreboding. Foreboding.
Foreboding.
Oh shit, it's foreboding. God damn it, bro. Man, fuck this shit, bro. What was it? Foreboding.
Foreboding.
Foreboding. She had a sense of foreboding that the news would be bad. The letter filled him with foreboding. The gloomy weather gave me a sense of foreboding. But even in that moment, he had a dim foreboding that this happy frame of mind was also not normal. There were few people at the time in the tavern, besides the two drunken men he had met on the steps. A group consisting of about 5 men and a girl with what the fuck concernia, bro. I'm good at this shit, I hope. Concernia. Dude, I'm sorry for slowing down the read, but I don't know what to say, man. Hey, bro, what the fuck? Man. Oh, shit. Man. A small. Es un pinche acordeón, güey, no mames. Wait.
Concertina.
Concertina, bro. Fucking shit at this, bro. Concertina. Alright. Run it back. There were a few people at the time in the tavern, besides the 2 drunken men he had met on the steps. A group consisting of about 5 men and a girl with a concertina had gone out at the same time. Their departure left the room quiet and rather empty. The persons still in the tavern were a man who appeared to The persons still in the tavern were a man who appeared to be an artisan, I think, drunk, but not extremely so, sitting before a pot of beer, and his companion, a huge, stout man with a gray beard, in a short, full-skirted coat. He was very drunk and had dropped asleep on the bench. Every now and then he began as though in his sleep. Is that what it says? Every now and then he began as thought. I don't know what the fuck that means. He began as thought in his sleep. the fuck that mean, bro? He's thinking in his sleep, bro. He's daydreaming. That what that is? What do these words mean, man? What the fuck, bro? He began as though in his sleep, as thought in his sleep. He started doing something very slowly and cautiously, without full awareness of, I guess. I don't know, bro. English is weird, dog. What if I translate it? Él comenzó a pensar en su sueño, en un sueño, pensar dormido. No sé, bueno, no me hace sentido ni en español ni en inglés, pero bueno. He began as though, or is it thought? Is it though? It's though. He began as though in his sleep. Bro, I don't know why I'm tripping about this sentence, bro. Anyways. Every now and then, he began as... Puta madre. He began as... I thought I skipped it, but I ain't gonna lie. Anyways, cracking his fingers with his arms wide apart and the upper part of his body bounding about on the bench while he hummed some meaningless refrain, trying to recall some such lines as these. His wife a year be fondly loved, his wife a year be fondly loved. Or suddenly waking up again, walking along the crowded row, he met the one he used to know. That looks like a bee, but okay. But no one shared his enjoyment. His silent companion looked with positive hostility and mistrust at all these manifestations. There was another man in the room who looked somewhat like a retired government clerk. He was sitting apart now and then, sipping from his pot and looking round at the company. He too appeared to be in some agitation. Chapter 2. See, bro, we're not going that slow. On chapter 2, bro, it just took us 2 days. Bro, it's all up from here, dog. It's all up from here. But first, let me take a sip of water. Anyways, chapter 2. Raskolnikov was not used to crowds, and as he said before, he avoided society of every sort, more especially of late. But now, all at once, he felt a desire to be with other people. Something new seemed to be taking place within him, and with it, felt a sort of thirst for company. He was so weary after a whole month of concentrated wretchedness and gloomy excitement that he longed to rest, if only for a moment, in some other world, whatever it might be, and in spite of the filthiness of the surroundings. He was glad now to stay in the tavern. The master of the establishment was in another room, but he frequently came down some steps into the main room. His jauntry, tarred boots, tarred boots. His jaunty tarred boots with red turnover tops came into view each time before the rest of his person. He wore a full coat and He wore a full coat and horribly greasy black satin waistcoat with no cravat. The fuck is a cravat? Cravat? I don't know. I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know what to believe anymore. The cravat is a neckband or scarf worn around the neck. Goof ass. Anyways, with no cravat. Oh, he didn't have one. And his whole face seemed smeared with oil like an iron lock. At the counter stood a boy of about 14, and there was another boy somewhat younger who handed whatever was wanted. On the counter lay some sliced cucumber and some pieces of black bread, of dried black bread. What the hell is black bread? Is it like wheat? Am I tripping, bro? Am I just ignorant? Ah. Yeah. Ah. Some fish, chopped up small and smelling very bad. It was insufferably close, and so heavy with the fumes and spirits that 5 minutes in such an atmosphere might well make a man drunk. There are no chance meetings with strangers that interest us from the first moment. Before a word is spoken, such was the impression made of Raskolnikov by the person sitting a little distance from him, who looked like a retired clerk. The young man often recalled this impression afterwards, and even ascribed it to the presentiment. Presentiment? I know it's a sentiment before the sentiment, but that's what I'm assuming. But I don't know how to pronounce that shit.
Presentiment.
Okay. 1 for 1. Like 1 in 10, bro. Okay. Wait, I didn't read it, bro. My bad. An intuitive feeling about the future. I guess. The young man often recalls his impression afterwards, and even ascribed to it presentiment. He looked repeatedly at the clerk, partly, no doubt, because the latter was staring persistently at him, obviously anxious to enter the conversation. And at the other persons in the room, bro, I'm fucking blind or something. Bro, how long do I have left, bro? I'm sick of this shit, bro. 10 minutes. Concentrate. Don't distract yourself. Just read. Just read the fucking page. At the other persons in the room, including the tavern keeper, the clerk looked as though he were used to their company, and weary of it, showing a shade of condescending contempt for them as persons of station and culture inferior to his own, with whom it would be useless for him to converse. He was a man over 50, bald and grizzled. I don't know what the fuck grizzled means, but I've been saying it and I feel like I don't actually know what that means. I thought it was like gray, but I'll look it up in a bit. He was a man over 50, bald and grizzled, of medium height, and stoutly built. His face, bloated from continual drinking, was of a yellow, even greenish tinge, with swollen eyelids out of which keen reddish eyes gleamed like little chinks. But there was something very strange in him. There was a light in his eyes, as though of intense feeling. Perhaps there were even thought and intelligence, but at the same time there was a gleam of something like madness. He was wearing an old and hopelessly ragged black dress coat, with all its buttons missing except one. And that one he had buttoned, evidently clinging to his last trace of respectability. A crumpled shirt, a crumpled shirt, a crumpled shirt front covered with spots and stains protruded from his canvas waistcoat like a clerk. He wore no beard nor mustache, but had been so long unshaven that his chin looked like a stiff grayish brush, and there was something respectable and an official, like an official, and there was something respectable and like an official about it, his manner too. God damn, bro. I'm sorry if I'm drinking right next to the mic, bro. I'm just, I don't know. I forget about this thing. Goddamn. Waistcoat like a clerk. He wore no beard nor mustache, but he had been so long unshaven that his chin looked like a stiff gray brush, and there was something respectable and like an official about his manner too. But he was restless. He ruffled up his hair, and from time to time let his head drop into his hands, directly resting his ragged elbow on the stained and sticky table. At least he looked straight at Raskolnikov and said loudly and resolutely, fucking words, man. Fucking words. I mean, I can assume what it means, but what does it really mean, you know?
Resolutely.
Resolutely. Did I say this earlier, or was that a different word? Something with R, but I don't know. I already forgot about it. Loudly and resolutely. May I venture, honored sir, to engage you in polite conversation? Damn, bro. May I venture, honored sir, to engage you in polite conversation? For as much as, though your exterior would not command respect, my experience admonishes me that you are a man of education and not accustomed to drinking. Anyways, I have always respected education when in conjunction with genuine sentiments, and I am besides a titular, I think, titular counselor in rank. Marmetal, bro, these fucking names, bro. Marmeladov, Marmeladov. Slow down, slow. You're already going really slow, but slow down. Marmeladov, such is my name, titular counselor. I make bold to inquire, have you been in the service? No, I am studying, answered the young man, somewhat surprised at the grandiloquent, grandiloquent, grandiloquent style, grandiloquent style of the speaker, and also at being so directly addressed, in spite of the momentary, in spite of the momentary desire he had just been feeling for company of any sort. On being actually spoken to, he felt immediately his habitual, irritable, and uneasy aversion for any stranger who approached or attempted to approach him. A student then, or formerly a student, cried the clerk. Just what I thought. I'm a man of experience, immense experience, sir. And he tapped his forehead with his fingers in self-approval. You've been a student, or have attended some learned institution, but allow me. He got up, staggered, took up his jug and glass, and he sat down beside the young man, facing him a little sideways. He was drunk, but spoke fluently and boldly, only occasionally losing the thread of his sentences. Just like me, bro, for real. Just like, bro, just like me, bro. Same person, bro. What do you mean? Someday, bro, someday. You've been a student, allow me, listening a little sideways. He was drunk, but spoke fluently and boldly, occasionally losing the thread of his sentences and drawing his words. Drawing his words. He pounced upon Raskolnikov as greedily as though he too had not spoken to a soul for a month. Honored sir, he began almost with solemnity, poverty is not a vice. That's a true saying. Yet, I know too that drunkenness is not a virtue. My bad. That's a true saying. Yet, I know too that drunkenness is not a virtue, and that's even truer. But beggary, honored sir, beggary is a vice. In poverty, you may still retain your innate nobility, sir, but in beggary, never, no one. For beggary, a man is not chased out of human society with a stick, he is swept out with a broom, so as to make it as humiliating as possible, and quite right too, for as much as in beggary I am ready to be the first to humiliate myself. Hence the pothouse, sir. No, wait, hence the pothouse. Honored sir, a month ago, Mr. Lebesiatnikov, Mr. Lebesiatnikov Lebezayatnikov. Lebezia, lebezi, lebezi, lebezia. Bro, I got a pee so bad, bro, and I'm struggling to pronounce this word so bad. Brain power, brain power, brain power. Bro, fuck this shit, bro. We'll try again tomorrow, bro. We'll try again tomorrow. Wait, what was grizzled? I was right there. Bro, I fucking knew it. Oh, I gotta fucking piss, man. I gotta fucking piss. Alright, dog. Okay. I think I have no words. Keep showing up. Échale ganas. O no le eches ganas. Me vale verga.